right, welcome everyone. Welcome to the Custom Reports webinar. If you can hear me, please raise your hand. You should have a little raise your hand icon on the GoToMeeting control panel. All right, excellent. I see some hands going up. Very good. All right. So it's 3 minutes after the hour. We can go ahead and get started. So my name is Lori McNeely. I've been supporting Ultriva for about 5 years, and with me is Naveen Gautamkala, and he's been supporting it for twice as long as myself.
Hi everyone.
All right. We'll first go over a few general FAQ questions. If you have any questions, please use the question box on your GoToMeeting control panel. We'll try to get to everything there towards the end. We will be recording this webinar. In fact, I've already started the recording, and we will have it available on our help site so that you can have a look at it in the future. And we do plan on hosting these, continue this on the 3rd Friday of every month. So our next webinar will be on July 19th. And when we do these demos, we will be doing them in Ultriva version 7.5 and higher. Occasionally, we will be, when we do the demo portion, we may be on one of our test sites that it may have a few additional features that you don't have yet. And the custom reports themselves, they are only available on Ultriva 7.5 and higher. And on this webinar, we hope you gain a better understanding of what the options are for creating the custom reports and learn how to create them. We'll be going over both of those. We will also have a few short surveys throughout the webinar. We will give you the results of those surveys. And here at the end, you will get to vote on what our next webinar topic will be for July. So now I think we're ready for our first poll question, which is relating to the custom report. So Naveen, if you wouldn't mind just going ahead and launching that.
Yep, I'm doing it right now.
All right, so have you created a custom report? Several people have voted.
Yeah, I see people voting. About 75% have voted, and I would give it maybe 10 more seconds. Then I would close the poll, and then we can share the results with everybody. Okay, I'm closing the poll right now, and here are the results.
All right, it looks like most people haven't created a custom report yet, and a few people are still on the lower version, and hopefully have that coming soon. Right. So what can you do with the custom report? You can create reports, and you can save them and run them at a later time. You can share them with other users within the same plant. We do have a user guide on the help site to help you out, and we also have an expression evaluator cheat sheet on the help site. If you get into wanting to fine-tune some of your results, that expression cheat sheet can be valuable. It may be hard to understand if you're not used to doing kind of some programming type things. So if you get to that point and you need help, certainly feel free to reach out to any of us. And if a report has a date range, there's only a 92-day maximum. It does not have to be the most recent 92 days. You can, like run it from January 1st through March 31st. And these are the custom reports that are available. We have some admin type things with users and your items and suppliers and login sessions. Those are somewhat self-explanatory if you wanted to create some of those. The next report type is Kanban report type, and some of these titles and descriptions may be a bit confusing, with active cards, Crosstab History. So we will kind of be diving into this section here in a few minutes to kind of explain what the differences are between active cards and Crosstab History. And the history, you'll have a better idea of which one to choose if you want to run a Kanban type report. The RFQ section is if you have the request for quote module, you can run reports off of that. So for that Kanban data set for the custom reports, we'll kind of go through them in order. The first report was active cards, and this report gives you details about the cards that are currently active in the system. And you can get information like the current card state, the last date time the card was moved, and things of that nature. The next Kanban report was called Crosstab History, and it gives you details on previous completed cycles. So it doesn't include the most recent current cycle. And it kind of gives you information that's similar to the card history Excel report if you ran one of those in the past. The next Kanban report was called History, and that gives you all of the card history details for the specified date range. This report can be very time-consuming, and we do ask that you run that during off-peak hours. And it is very detailed because it will give you information for every single card action within that date range. If you kind of think of it, it's kind of like the if you've ever run that card history report, you have several options. You can choose released or you can choose rescheduled. This would be like all of those all in one report instead of just running it for the one action. The action audit it's kind of a work in process right now, but it will be coming up in the future. It will be for scanning history, and you can retrieve information for scan audits and basic scanning details. The next Kanban report was called Operation History, and if you have the OEE module, which there's really only one customer who's currently using the OEE module, they would be able to run this report, and it gives them the operation history of when a machine job was started, when it was completed, who completed it, and so forth. The cycle history, it's similar to one we had just discussed the three back, similar to that Crosstab History report. This one has a little bit more information, kind of gives you the PO information, your lead time, your transit time for that individual cycle. And now I think we are ready to start the demo. So I need to make Levine the presenter so that
actually, before we do our demo, I would like to add one more thing. Generally, any custom report, we can create three types of custom reports. One is a general tabular report which is like a table which you see on any of your screen, like a grid with details. The second one is a group summary, where you group by something and you summarize the details and show the details. And the third is a group detailed, where we show results in a header detail type of report. I would show a demo of each one of these right now. So I'm already logged on, and I am at the custom report screen. I hope everyone is seeing my screen. If anybody is not seeing my screen, just raise your hand.
All right, looks good.
Okay, so I don't see any raised hands here. So let me go get started with the demo. What I've done is I've already created the reports since we might not have time for me to actually create it and show it to you. So I've already created the reports, and I will walk through each one of them. The first one I've created is a tabular report, and I've titled it Short Shipments. So let me go there and show you how a report is created. Basically, our add and edit screens are the same, so I'm going to show you in edit mode of how you want to create the report. So I'm creating the edit one. Generally, the first information when you go to create a report, you have to select what type of report you want to create. So here I wanted to create a report on the active card, so that's what I've selected. Next, I want to give it a name. So in this report, what I want to see is, in my current cards, how many are short shipped. So I've just selected short shipments as the name. Description also I have given short shipments. Now the reports, you can create it for yourself, or you can create it for all the users of the plant. So when you say visible only to me, only you can see the report. When you say visible to all, everybody, all users of the same plant can view this report. Then the next one, where it says report output format, you select what kind of report it is. Like I said, we have 3 types: tabular, group detailed, or group summary. So here we will be selecting the tabular. And the next is you can add your own fields for filtering the report by some action, by some date, or any other features. For this report, I'm not adding any filter. It's just a plain report where I'm adding an expression to get whether it's a short shipment or not. I will go over that next. Next, you would select, here we will show what are all the fields that are available for you in this report, and what are the fields you can select. So let's say I want item, I click on item and click this arrow, so it goes to here, the other show fields dialog. Then when you go to the show fields dialog, you can move any of the field up or down for your results. So let's say if I want item number to be the first field, I would add it, move it to the top, so it becomes my first field in my output. Then the next heading is select fields for sort conditions. So if I wanted to sort my report on any particular condition, I would do that. What I would do is, let's say if I wanted to do sort by item, I would select item, click the item, so it will come here. By default, our sort is ascending, so that's why you see that A and item. So that means it is by item and it is done by ascending order. If you want it to be descending order, you select it and you click descending, it will change to descending order. So I don't want to do any sorting here, so I'm just going to remove it. The idea of this report was to get all the cards that are short shipments. So what I've done is I've added a formula that tells me how do I get this short shipments. Let me click on edit so that you can clearly see this formula. Okay, let me open it in Notepad and show it to you and what's happening there. Sorry about that. So this is the expression that we need to use to build to know that we want a report for short shipment. Currently, most of the people might not know about this, but if, as we mentioned in the presentation, if you go to the Ultriva expression evaluated cheat sheet, you would know how to create this expression. And I think in one of the next few webinars, we are going to cover that as one topic too. Is that right, Laurie?
Yes, we can come up with a short webinar on creating expressions and
Okay.
and maybe help develop the documentation a little bit more.
Yep. So now I've added my expression. I will click save. So once I save a report, I come to the show custom report screen where it shows me the report, the name and the description, and this report is for active cards, so I would like to prefer a date range of when the cards were transacted or when the cards were created. So let me select like from January 1st to March, end of March. Now I can run this report for either the plant or the work centers of this plant. So I selected both, so it will be for the plant and whatever work centers we have in this plant. So I click show report. So whatever fields I've come are all displayed here. And the last column will be that expression. I titled it card, and it's showing like, okay, these are all the not shipped. But what I want to do is I want to sort by this. So now this is telling me that this is a short shipment. So if you can see that the card quantity was 1,000 and the ship quantity was 924, so this is a short ship. So you know that these four cards are basically the short ship cards that we have in the current active cards. Now let me go to the next type of report, which is a group detailed report. I have used the Kanban history data set for it, and what I wanted in this report was, let's say I released some cards and now I have recalled some of them, and generally I have not had any integration to my ERP on recall. So what I would like to know is what are the cards that are recalled and what is the PO number for this, so I can go back to my ERP and manually cancel the PO, because I don't have this integration set up. So I just said the name, I gave PO data for recall cards, same as the description, visible only to me. A report output, group detailed. Here what I've done is I've added a filter because I needed only the recall cards. So I selected BPFL action equal to and the actual action type, which is recall. And obviously, similar to the last report, you see the available fields and you see what fields I've selected. And we have an additional column or additional dialog, which is the summary field, because we are doing a grouping, which we need a summary field. And because we are doing for the POs, I've added PO number as the summary field here. Now, similarly, if you want to sort by anything, you can sort here. I'm clicking Save Next to go to the next screen. We again show the summary field here. And when you summarize, when you group by this, you can also aggregate on any of the column. Like, let's say for this PO number, I want to know how many cards, what is the actual card quantity. So that's why I've added card quantity, and the functions we have available are average, sum, minimum, or maximum. So you would select it. If you want just the average, you would click average. If you want just the minimum, you would click minimum. So here I just want to know the sum of all the card quantities for the PO that I've recalled. So I'm just clicking sum, and I click save. So the report is saved, and now let's say I want only month to date. I select month to date, and now you see that there is the filter which we have given is shown here. What you can do is, even though you've created a filter, you can still change it if you want to. But we know what we want here, so let's not change anything. Let's say we can say starts with or any of the general filter conditions that are supported on our other screens. We show it here. Then I click Show Report. It's taking a while. Okay, as you can see, the report has come and it is being grouped by the PO number. So for this PO number, we have recalled about 4 cards, which also show the total 4 cards here. And if you see here, we say this is the total quantity that has been recalled. Same for this PO number, and this is the total sum for of all the cards or all the quantity for this PO. And finally, there is the other report which I said is the group summary. That also I have run on Kanban history. Basically, what I wanted in this report is I wanted to see, as of in a date range, how many cards were shipped by each of my suppliers. So I just called it shipped, let's say shipped by suppliers. Let's also change it, shipped by supplier, then visible only to me, then output is group summary. Then because I said shipped by supplier, I have added the filter action equal to ship. Then in my summary fields, I selected supplier name. So because I want it to be summarized by supplier, I've not selected any sort fields. I click next. We anyway group by supplier. If I wanted to aggregate any more fields, I can do it, but I didn't want to do it here, so I have not added it here. So I click save. Now let's say I select month to date, and we show the filter. If you want, you can change it here. Oops. I think it looks for this date range. I don't have anything, so let me go and do change filter and select like from January 1st to March 30. So basically what this is telling me is this supplier Anderson Manufacturing has shipped 8 cards during that period. Body Assembly has shipped 17 cards during that period. Burlington Graphics has shipped 27 cards during that period. So yeah, these are the reports that are available, and here is what other. Yeah, if you have any questions, you can ask in that question box, and we will try to answer them during the demo or during the presentation or once we finish the presentation. Back to you, Lloyd.
Okay. Right. Presenter here. So far, I think we are now ready for poll question number 2. So Naveen, would you like to launch our next poll?
Yep, I am doing it right now.
Now that you've seen some of these things, what feature would you like most to have added to the custom report? So we have a few choices there. If there are other things that we haven't mentioned, maybe you can type that in the question box or send us an email at a later time.
I see people voting. It says about 50% have voted. So let me give it about 15-20 more seconds and then I will close the poll. Okay, I'll be closing the poll in about 5 seconds. So if you've not had a chance to vote yet, you can vote again. Okay, I'm closing the poll and we'll be sharing the results shortly.
All right, looks like most of the folks would like a little more information on and some documentation. So it's something that we will definitely work on and make sure that it is available for you.
Laurie, maybe you can just take them to the help site and show whatever we have, or to say it is, here is the documentation, whatever we have, and then people will take a look at it, and if we have to add anything or something, then we can do it. On the documentation we have.
Okay. So there's our help site. You can get there from Ultriva. There's a little help button there on Ultriva, and it will take you to this page. From here, we do have a Ultriva custom report reference guide.
I don't think you're sharing it. Okay, I have to hide. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
My bad.
Now we're there. All right. So here's our help site. We do have the Ultriva custom reports reference guide. We do have something available there. And then a little bit further down, under cheat sheets, we have a Ultriva expression evaluator cheat sheet to help with filtering the data a little bit more. I do see someone has asked a question, and it's an excellent question, of why a 90-day limit. So Naveen, would you like to answer that one?
Yep, sure. I would. Yeah, I couldn't see it. I will answer that one right now.
And or answer it for everybody, like right here. So.
Okay. Excuse me 1 minute. I think I pressed the wrong button here and the question got deleted. Whoever asked it, can you type it again, please? I think when I was clicking on the question, there was an X next to it, and my mouse went there, and I clicked it, so it got deleted. Okay, thank you. I will answer it right now.
Can you answer it verbally here so everyone can know?
Okay, fine. Basically, the question was why this 92-day limit? See, basically, what we do is when we are running this custom reports, we directly go to the database which is actively being used. So, and we don't want people to run a report for like 6 months or a year, and the performance for the other people to be affected by that. That's why we just put a 90-day limit.
Yeah, so mostly for the performance reasons, to keep from slowing the website down for others. Right. So now let me go back to the presentation. We've had our full question number 2. So coming up next, you now will get to decide what our next topic is. So Naveen, if you could go ahead and launch our 3rd poll.
Okay, here it is.
So what topic would you like to hear about next? We have user groups and privileges, the item information, so all of those attributes under admin item, kind of an overview of the home page and what all of the little panels are, your email alerts and browser alerts, kind of how to create those, and filters, and creating your own filters, creating views, and setting up favorites.
Yeah, I see people voting. Yep. I think this is a question everybody gets it, needs to vote, so that based on your input, we can select the next webinar.
Right, maybe give folks about another 10 seconds.
Yep. We'll
get the vote in.
5 seconds, and yep, I'm closing the poll right now. As I see, nobody's. I think everybody has voted. And here are the results.
Ooh, we have a tie. We have a tie. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So I think we now have July and August.
Right. Yep.
So item information and attributes, and creating views and filters and setting the favorites. So, all right, very good. I definitely appreciate everybody's time.
So now we can choose which we can do in July and which we can do in August, since it's a tie.
Yeah, there we go. All right. So we want to thank all of you for your time, and we really appreciate your interest in these webinars, and we hope you find them useful. And everybody have a very good rest of the day.